Every high school senior knows that March is filled with the nerve-wracking but thrilling experience of waiting by a computer, frantically refreshing the page, waiting for news that will determine the rest of their life. I remember doing just this and the excitement that followed after my eyes landed on the word, "Congratulations." I felt like doing a celebratory dance and then giving an acceptance speech worthy of the Academy Awards. But instead of thanking the Academy, I would first thank my grandfather. My parents emigrated from China so my dad could earn his master's degree. When I was born, my grandparents came over to help raise me. With my dad being away from home for most of the day, juggling his schoolwork and a job, I was at home with my mother and grandparents who knew just about no English. Although I could effectively communicate with them in Chinese, my grandfather knew I had to learn English in order to take advantage of all the opportunities available in America. He asked around and eventually found a morning storytime session at the local library. The only problem was that my dad would be using the only car my family had. But this issue didn't stop my grandfather. Every morning, he would enthusiastically tell me that it was time to go on an adventure. Being an overly excitable 3-year-old, I'd jump up and down with joy, clapping my hands. He would squat down, and I would clamber on his back with a huge smile. My grandfather would then start the 3/4 of a mile trek to the library, as I sat contentedly on his back. Because of my grandfather's dedication, I was able to pick up English quickly, and I ended up loving everything about school. From sitting crisscross applesauce in a large circle on brightly colored rugs, to fearlessly leading the rest of my class down the hallway as line leader. September was my favorite month because it meant the annual trip to Staples, the land of never-ending school supplies. I'd skip down the aisles and eagerly pick out new pencils, markers, and notebooks. As I grew older, I watched my mother's frustration as she struggled to communicate with others and realized that what my grandfather had initially thought was true. English was a necessity for success. I also watched as my father studied hard in school, receiving his master's degree. He continued on to work and create the life he'd always wanted. This only fueled my dedication to and love for education. While others became frustrated by the seemingly impossible homework sets we were told to solve, I'd be delighted because I knew that in the process of solving them, I was learning. Although my grandfather only stayed in America for a brief amount of time, his selfless actions have shaped me into the hardworking and dedicated person I am today. So, I thank my grandpa for giving me the foundation to believe in the importance of education.